So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk today about Tesla, of course. We need to talk about full self driving because I believe that Tesla's ChatGPT moment, as Elon likes to call it, is here. We're going to go through some things on Twitter, and I have a couple little charts to show you guys, and we're going to run through some numbers as well on, what this could mean for the long term in Tesla stock. So, first, let's go through some figures there's been updates before with Tesla's full self-driving, and we've never talked about it. We kind of gloss over them because, there's more and more updates happening, but nothing crazy. But now, what makes this moment different and why we're making this video is because Elon Musk has come out and said right here at the top, all U.S. cars that are capable of FSD will be enabled for a 1-month trial this week. And he also said that every new test drive that Tesla does at one of their little showcase, Tesla places is required that they do a full self-driving trial as well, test. So if you're going to go test drive a Tesla, you're going to experience full self-driving in that test drive. It's required now before you can purchase your Tesla. It's required on the test rides. So that's amazing because this is massive signal, because this is the moment now where Elon is actually wanting the full self-driving take rate to go up. So the take rate is the percentage of Tesla purchasers that are actually purchasing full self-driving as well. And understand, full self-driving is a $12,000 package or $200 a month. So before this moment, Tesla was doing upgrades and they weren't really pushing for the take rate to go higher. But now he's actually pushing for the take rate to go higher. This means that he's extremely bullish. Mark my words, extremely bullish on full self-driving's capabilities, because he would not be wanting to push the take rate higher if he thought the experience was going to be subpar for the new customers. Okay, he only wanted the people that were really, Uber Tesla bulls to be purchasing full self-driving, knowing it's not fully there yet before this moment. But now he wants everybody to experience it because he knows it's legit. And I think, a little woo-woo here, fate, irony, it's funny. This year is seeming to be like Elon's year. So it would make sense, if you look at it from that perspective, that full self-driving would happen this year as well. You have the Neuralink, you have the rocket, Starship, and now full self-driving. So those are three major step changes in Elon Musk's businesses that are all happening at the same moment. And it's just funny how in life, how a lot of you'll have these moments in life where just it seems like everything just starts clicking. And I think that right now, this year, it seems like that moment. So we got right here, Tech AU said Tesla's free beta trial is going out to US customers now. Here's the email. So if you have a Tesla that's able to do full self-driving, so any Tesla built in the last 6 years, then you're getting this email. You're getting free 30 days of full self-driving. So what's going to happen is this is going to affect Q2 earnings, majorly affect Q2 earnings. Now you might get some commentary in the Q1 earnings call regarding FSD take rate going up. If there's any smart analysts out there, they should be asking this question to try and get a little something of information about this 30-day free trial, because before we get the earnings call, they're going to have maybe I think this 30-day free trial might be even done, or we might be halfway through this 30-day free trial when we actually have the earnings call. So they will have some information. They will have some more data about higher take rates because of this 30-day free trial. And if we get any good information out of that, expect a bump in the stock price on the Q1 earnings call. Now, the Q2 earnings call is where you'll see a lot more signal from this 30-day free trial. And they might start pushing this in ads. That's really what I want to see. So right here, you got Emmett Peppers. Emmett Peppers is a real, I mean, he's a Tesla bull in the long run, but in the short run, he's been critical of Tesla. So for him to say that this has been a quantum leap towards autonomy is amazing. Now here you got another comment about the free trial for full self-driving. This is amazing. Another one, full self-driving. This is what you're going to see. So you have Tesla full self-driving right here. This guy, I love this guy's commentary. Let's watch it a little sped up and you can listen to him.
I had a mind-blowing moment with FSD version 12. Why, I'm still filled with the excitement and with the adrenaline that I felt during this awe-inspiring moment. FSD just became so human, like I could not believe it. And in moment of doubt, FSD just completely blew me away. I've never actually gone on this path that I went on today because I've just been exploring new places that I've never been to. You know, I woke up this morning and seen the sun shining. I said, you know what? This afternoon, I'm going to have to film brand new FSD videos if I can. And wow, just watch and see. It does so many maneuvers in such little time, makes effortless decisions, but in such a human-like fashion, or better than human. I've never been through here. I could hardly see that there was a road out there. I could just see that there's cars coming, but I didn't even know if I was actually going into a road that was either one way or non-existent. And FSD completely handled all of the uncertain situations with ease, precision, confidence, patience, and perfection that I don't think I could have even done so myself. Look at that. Look at the way it maneuvers in an instant with human-like precision or beyond human.
So right there, I mean, that's, you know, we're seeing these people that have experienced all levels of full self-driving. So they're in it. They're seeing it. They're seeing every single little improvement, right? So for them to notice is massive signal in it of itself. If you've never experienced full self-driving and you hop in now and you experience it, you're going to be like, wow, this is crazy. But if you've experienced every single step change, it's harder for you to see the changes, okay? What does this mean for the stock, all right? Well, before we get to that, most people still have no idea how crushingly good FSD will get. It will be superhuman, blah, blah, blah. So this was just 3 hours ago. And then here we have a year ago where Elon said, you know, full self-driving, it's the ChatGPT moment. So a year ago, he said it's probably going to be next year. And here we are, and it's happening. And so that's what I got for you on this. Now let's look at some graphics that I thought were amazing. So here, this is a screenshot from, oh shoot, what's his YouTube channel? He's a Tesla guy. Check him out. I forget his channel. But he had this great little graphic that he pulled from Twitter. And this guy who did 500 plus miles on 12.3, and look at the percent of disengagements, okay, at the same location. So this is massive signal. Massive. He's going from 30% to 50% disengagements at the same location with around 500 plus miles of range. And now he's at 0%. It just fell off a cliff. Okay, 0% right here. There's no bar. Okay, which means that he did not have to disengage full self-driving one time during a 500-mile trial. This is massive signal. This is why Elon Musk is now pushing full self-driving to all Tesla customers. You're going to see more of these free full self-driving trials. Trust me. If we start getting a higher take rate in full self-driving, it's game over for the stock. This is the last dip. Mark my words, this is the last relative dip at these price levels. Once the next time Tesla goes over $200 is probably the last time it will have to deal with that $200 resistance zone. So, not financial advice, do whatever you want, but this is just, I'm writing this down, putting this in the history book so we can look back, you know, a couple years later at this video and be like, another moment I'll be, you know, oh, John was right again. Oh my gosh. It's only happened like dozens of times. So, I'm telling you, this is massive signal. If you do not understand this, you need to understand why am I so gung ho. This right here is 0%. He did not have to disengage full self-driving one time. Whereas at every previous version, you can see the percentage of times he's had to disengage doing at the same location, same spot. Okay. So this is a good experiment that he's doing. All right. It's a sound experiment. He's not changing any variables. The only variable that's changing is the upgrade, the software being upgraded. All right. So this is massive signal. Now for the crazy part. Let's talk about numbers. So you got Herbert here from, what's his channel called? Writer with Herbert, I believe. Check him out. Give him a follow. Go subscribe to his stuff. I pulled this from one of his videos. He was interviewing the at CERN Basher, this guy. And this guy made all these amazing graphics. Go check him out as well on Twitter. Give him a follow. And he's running the numbers on RoboTaxi. So now we're talking RoboTaxi. But before we talk RoboTaxi, let's talk full self-driving numbers. So let's do some full self-driving crunching of the numbers. John, you're so amazing. You do all this crunching of the numbers for us. I'm going to give you a like and a subscribe. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. So Tesla's market cap today is 566 billion. And with just based on these numbers, all I'm asking for is 15% FSD take rate, $200 a month. Okay, we didn't talk about RoboTaxi. I'm not there yet. You're going to add $144 billion instantly. That's not including the fact that we're selling more cars every year. So if we're selling, 4 million cars, 5 million cars, 6 million cars, these numbers get crazy. Okay, get crazy. Let's say they're growing at 20%. 5 years from now, they're going to be doing 5.2 million cars. Let's say 5 years from now, FSD take rate is 25%. Let's say 1 in 4 people are willing to pay the $200 a month. It's getting more and more well known. People that are already doing it are telling other people. So when they go get their Tesla, they're signing up for the full self-driving. So I expect the take rate to go higher from 15% to, let's say, 25%. This is 5 more years. 5 more years from now. It's probably going to be way higher than 25%. But let's go with that. So we got 5.2 million cars times 0.25. So that's 1.3 million cars, new cars that are going to be getting full self-driving. Oh, man, we didn't do all the cars for the previous year. Dude. So we got 1.3 times $200 a month. That's $260 million. So let's say you got 5 million cars that are cumulatively running full self-driving, paying $200 a month. That's $1 billion a month times 12. That's $12 billion times 30. Thousand, million, billion. That's $360 billion added to the market cap. Okay, so I don't know what numbers I did earlier, but we could be a couple years from now and you could have 5 million cars that are running full self-driving. Just at a 30x multiple, you're adding $360 billion to the market cap. Right now, the market cap's at like 560, 566. So you're up like another 80, 90% on the stock just from that. We didn't even include the money you're making from selling that extra millions of cars. Okay? So you're easily up 100, 200% on the stock from now to 5 years from now. So that's like 20, 25% a year increase in the stock price, let's say. That's amazing. This is just purely off the fundamentals. Okay, we didn't do any PE expansion, which is probably going to go berserk because as the market will be pricing in full self-driving and the fundamentals and the revenue coming in of $200 a month. They will be thinking about, oh my gosh, RoboTaxi is going to be coming. So the multiples they're going to give on the full self-driving $200 a month numbers is going to be much higher than 30x because they're going to be looking ahead to the RoboTaxi numbers, okay? See, the RoboTaxi numbers will not, the analysts are not going to price in these RoboTaxi numbers and give a crazier PE than it's already at, which is, mind you, Tesla's already at like some 50, 55x PE ratio. So that's pretty good. But it's not going to get crazier, and they're not going to start pricing this robo-taxi stuff until they're at the full self-driving position, okay? So first, Tesla stock is going to bump because full self-driving is going to be, take rate is going to increase. So we're going to see real revenue, real money coming to the bottom line from people using full self-driving just for themselves. That is when the market will start pricing in robotaxi. Why? Because that is when they will see the regulatory future brightening up for Tesla, where they're going to say, oh, maybe we could geofence New York City, and this area, the regulators will allow Tesla robotaxis. That's how it's going to start. We're not just going to wake up one day and Tesla's robotaxi is going to be allowed across the entire United States. No, it's going to go jurisdiction by jurisdiction, state by state, county by county. All these different municipalities are going to enable it whenever they feel it's safe. And once one starts, then they all capitulate. So now let's actually talk about and let's look at some robotaxi numbers, because this is where it gets stupid. The numbers get stupid. Okay. So this graphic, I had to, post for you guys. I had to show it to you. But at the bottom, it's how many cars there are, I believe. And then they say, what is it? At various fleet sizes and utilization rates. So the different colors is the different utilization rates at that fleet size. So if there's 10 million cars here, the very low end, and you have 30%, then that's the red bar. If you have 10 million cars and you're at 65%, then that's the green bar here. And it's the net income per year based on that fleet in the billions. Okay, so if there's 20 million cars in the fleet and you have 65% utilization rate, then you're at $500 billion a year in net income. That's crazy. That's crazy. So $5 billion. These numbers are pretty conservative. And I'm gonna do my own numbers a different way. We're gonna look at that real quick. Try to make this quick. So we got 20 million cars. So we have 500 billion. What does that do to the stock? What's $500 billion in net revenue gonna do to the stock? 1,000 million billion times, let's say again, a 30x multiple. That's a $15 trillion that we would have in market cap. So, and we're right here. We're right here at the 20 million vehicles. Okay. So this is way down in the future. Okay. Obviously, this is at least 5 years out. At least 5 years out. Tesla's going to have to pull a hat trick to make this happen in 5 years. But that's $15 trillion. Okay. Do you understand the numbers that I just said? We're at a $500 billion market cap. So if I divide this by 566 billion, that's a 26x. Okay. Now, if I argue 10 years out, we have 20 million. This is cars on the road. This is cumulative cars on the road. So I'm not saying that Tesla has to make 20 million cars in 1 year. I'm just saying that there's 20 million cars that are doing robo-taxi stuff, and we're at a 65% utilization rate. Okay, which means how often are these cars doing robo-taxiing? Let's say it's 20 million cumulative, right? 500 billion in revenue. Net income. Sorry, not revenue. Net income. Okay. And go watch the video that Herbert did. This is one of Herbert's best videos, I believe, because this guy CERN that he brings on, CERN Basher, really dissects the numbers and really puts in perspective what RoboTaxi is going to look like. Now, let's jump to the high end just for fun. Let's say you have 100 million vehicles. Okay, this is probably like at least 15 years out in the future. But listen, 20 million, let's say that's 10 years out in the future. 20 million is 10 years out and you have a 26x in 10 years. If your stock 26x's over 10 years, that's a 260% increase. Okay, not compounded. So it would be less to get there compounded. Okay, maybe like half that. It's the numbers are mind-boggling. This is why me owning Tesla and being way down on the position does not even really matter. It does not even matter. Because this Tesla RoboTaxi stuff, it was never a matter of if. It was a matter of when. Okay? We knew it was physically possible. We knew it's going to get done. We just did not know when it was going to get done. But the numbers are so mind-boggling that it did not matter if it's going to take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, because the numbers are so stupid that when you figure out the market cap and you look back, you're like, any price I pay today, even if it takes 15 years of my money being locked up, is still going to be the craziest return on investment. I'm going to anybody, all right? Any S&P, any QQQ, any of these hedge funds, you're going to outperform. This stock is going to outperform over the next 20, 25 years because of this. Not financial advice. This is how you have to think about your long-term investments. Now let's look at 100 million cars on the road doing RoboTaxi. When this happens, when we get to 100 million cars RoboTaxi, I'm going to be an old man. Okay, I'm going to be an old man. I'm not going to be old, but I'm going to be not going to be Joe Biden old, but I'm going to be well on my ways. So, but let's just do some math just for fun. So we got 100 million cars times, well, sorry, I don't have to do that. He did the numbers for me. So let's say on the low end, let's go, because it's going to be at 65% utilization. It's going to be. So at 65% utilization, you're at 2,500 billion. So that's trillion. So 2.5 trillion is what he's saying. I got to check my commas. Million, billion, trillion, $2.5 trillion times 30,000 million, billion, trillion. You're at $75 trillion. Okay? That's what we're at. So you're at $75 trillion in valuation at a 30x multiple. Now, mind you, as this is going to be happening, do you know what's going to happen as well? The Tesla bot. Like, this isn't even the bull case. The bull case is going to be Tesla bots. So as this is happening and just printing money, gushing money, you're going to have the bots, the Tesla bots. People, when we get to this time period, when there's 100 million cars on the road doing RoboTaxi, you will not pay car insurance. There will be no such thing. Your car insurance is going to be like $10 a month because there's going to be no such thing as car accidents. It will not exist. If there's 100 million cars on the road driving themselves, there will not be car insurance as it is today. Like, things are going to change so drastically that, like Elon Musk said, we're going to look back and be like, that was crazy how we actually used to drive these giant machines on the road. People used to drive that drunk. People used to drive it exhausted, like he said. We're going to look back on this era in history and be like, that was crazy. No wonder 30,000 people died a year in America from car accidents. No wonder. Like, that was insane what we were doing. And you have to understand, somebody dying in a car accident is awful. Awful. Okay? It's not like an old person, an elderly person who's been sick for a while, who goes in the hospital, who's having surgeries. You can kind of tell like the end is near. But when someone dies from a car accident doesn't care what age you are. Like, so this is going to be amazing for society. This is going to be amazing. So not only are we going to get rich, but we're going to be saving lives at the same time. Like, come on. It's great. So 75 trillion. Today we're at 566 billion market cap. 1,000 million billion. So you had 132x. That's pretty cool. So now you have to understand this 132x does not include stock buybacks. Now, the power of stock buybacks is that your percent of ownership of that market cap will go up without you having to buy more shares. Okay? So it might be a 32x, but if we buy back 50% of the stock in that time frame between now and 100 million cars on the road doing RoboTaxi, which I think is very possible, then your ROI, your returns can be much more than 132x. If you buy back 50% of the stock, you have to 2x whatever your returns are going to be. So it's going to be like a 264%, or sorry, 264x on your investment today. So if you have $10,000 today times 264, you're going to have $2.6 million from 10 grand. Okay? Now, if you have 100 grand, you just add a zero. So I'm going to look at my own number just because that's cool. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of money if I don't sell a single share and this happens. But anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. This RoboTaxi stuff is crucial to understand, and now is the last time I believe you can get Tesla under 200. Why am I actually saying this now? Because Elon is offering free full self-driving. Free full self-driving for 1 month to all cars that have Tesla capabilities physically. So if you have the cameras, pretty much. That is the signal. That's the signal. He's giving you the signal that FSD is here. It's real. And once that's understood, then RoboTaxi gets priced in. Once we start seeing revenue and take rate go up, analysts will begin to talk about RoboTaxi. They will begin to talk about jurisdictions opening up. All right. Elon Musk will begin the legal battles, whatever is necessary for full self-driving, okay? Because if the National Highway whatever agency with the government does not allow full self-driving, Tesla will sue them because people are dying on the road because they're not using full self-driving. Does that make sense? Like this has to happen. No matter how much the government hates Tesla because of free speech, which is ironic. This is crazy. No matter how much they hate him because of that, they cannot not let this happen. Okay, because we're literally talking about people dying on the road, and we're talking about a reality, a world where they could not die. So it's gonna be really hard for the government to not allow RoboTaxi at a certain point. At a certain point, it will become criminal for the government to not allow RoboTaxi, no matter how much they hate him and his free speech talk. It's going to take time. It's going to be way down the road. But guess what? The stock's going to start going berserk before we get to this RoboTaxi moment because of full self-driving take rate going up. Okay, if we get to that 15%, 20%, 25% FSD take rate where people are paying that $200 a month, it's going to be game over. I honestly don't think Tesla should even be offering a full self-driving package to be bought outright anymore. I think they should stop offering that. That $12,000 number, just throw that out. It looks bad when you do your test ride and you drive your Tesla, and then they say you're like, oh yeah, this full self-driving thing, this is pretty cool. How much is it? And the guy's gonna be like, oh, it's 12 grand. The mom's gonna be like, okay, I mean that's cool, but like I don't have $12,000 to add on. I'm already paying 36,000, 40,000 for this vehicle. Now you want 12,000 more dollars. No, but if you say it's 200 a month subscription, everybody does subscription. And guess what? Subscription revenue is forever. Subscription revenue is loved by Wall Street, by the markets, for good reason. Okay. Once your RoboTaxi stuff is here, if people want to buy Teslas just for RoboTaxis, have their own little fleets going on, whatever, okay, maybe then you can sell one-time payments for RoboTaxi for a vehicle. Maybe then you can do it. Even then, I don't think you should do it, though. Even then, I think you should just hike up how much you're charging a month. So if someone's using a Tesla and it's for RoboTaxi purposes, charge them $500 a month. Pretty sure that's what his math was at when he was doing these numbers, is $500 a month for RoboTaxi. But if you're doing it for personal reasons and you just want full self-driving for yourself, $200 a month. Cool. Great. But anyways, video's gone long enough. That's what I got for you guys. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. More important than liking, more important than subscribing, comment. I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking. What did I miss? What am I not getting in this video? So share with me your thoughts down below in the comments. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, stay loving, stay tuned for the next one. Peace.